If you hire 50% women engineers and 50% male engineers, then the women engineers are less qualified.
Then it's not tokenism and they're not hiring second-rate women. They do point to the diversity now of the workforce to improve morale.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, and today is another video in my commentary and reaction series. And I am going to be commenting and reacting to another one of Jordan Peterson's videos. Before we continue, if you can please like, share and subscribe, as that would help spread my videos out to reach more people. Now on to the video. Here, Jordan Peterson is being interviewed again as part of a 60 Minutes Australia episode on the gender pay gap and equality again. And here he is being grilled, more like it, on Iceland's new policy, in particular, and an Icelandic energy company that is trying to achieve equal outcomes. So let's have a look at the video.
Well, in Iceland, an energy company was about to go bankrupt. A new manager came in and said, okay, we've got to throw everything out and start again, and made a conscious decision based on his belief that it's a human right that men and women are paid equally. And so went out of his way to make the workforce within that company 50-50 as much as he could in terms of men and women being represented. So we're talking about engineers, we're talking about tradespeople, we're talking about in workshops, we're talking at the managerial level.
If you hire 50% women engineers and 50% male engineers, then the women engineers are less qualified because the pool of engineers is lower among women. So you can't hire 50% women engineers without producing a decrement in the quality of the engineers, because this selection pool is too small. You can't do that on a large scale. You might be able to do that in one company.
Yeah, and they certainly argue that it's not tokenism and they're not hiring second-rate women.
They might argue that, but if you did it on a large scale, that's what would happen. Because look, you think about it mathematically. If there's 10 times as many male engineers as there are female engineers, and you insist upon hiring 50-50, then obviously the degree to which the female engineers are proficient cannot be the same as the degree to which the male engineers are proficient. It's mathematically impossible.
So you're saying don't even try?
No. I'm saying something much more specific than that. Now, one company might be able to do that for a short period of time in one isolated location. But there, of course, if you have a new manager come in and he's doing all sorts of new things, there's 50 reasons why the company is going to fail or succeed. And you can say, well, it was because of the gender equity policies. It's like, yeah, well, it's a multivariate problem.
But they do point to the diversity now of the workforce, to improved morale, to improved strategies on how to come up with solutions, to their increased profitability.
None of that research is credible. There's no evidence whatsoever that diversity as measured by racial or gender representation has any bearing whatsoever on creativity, productivity, outcome, any of the things you're measuring. None of that research is credible in the least. It's not at all. Men and women make different amounts of money. Well, sorry, that's not a fine-grained enough analysis. More agreeable people get paid less. Why? They're not as assertive.
So does agreeability mean that you're just not as good at the job?
No.
So shouldn't...
It depends on the job, I would say.
Yeah.
It actually probably makes you better. It probably makes you better at jobs that involve care of people, because agreeableness seems to be that trait that facilitates interpersonal care. So my suspicions are, the research on this isn't solid, but my suspicions are that agreeable nurses are better than disagreeable nurses. But we don't know, and the effect isn't that large. Agreeableness tends more to tilt you in terms of interest than in terms of competence. That's how it looks so far.
If I'm understanding what you're saying, the picture you paint is a bleak one.
No, I don't think it's particularly bleak. It looks like real salaries are on the rise and general levels of poverty around the world are declining incredibly rapidly. Women are being educated at an unbelievably high rate compared to 30 years ago. Like, there's all sorts of reasons to be optimistic, but equity is not one of them. It's a bad idea, and we're going to pay for toying with it.
Well, there you go. Obviously, she was pushing, the interviewer was pushing the gender equality line, and the whole reason why women are paid less is because of discrimination. Well, Jordan Peterson made a very good point, and about the engineers that the interviewer was laying out as an example, they're going out of their way to hire 50% men and women across the board in all the departments, including the very important engineering section. Now, Jordan Peterson made a very good point. If there are 10 times more male engineers than there are female engineers. So if you're going to take half and half, then you're going to be compromising on quality. So, I mean, just picture this. If you need 10 engineers, okay, you need to hire 10 engineers, and theoretically there are the pool of male engineers is 100 candidates. Okay, and the pool of female engineers to choose from is 10 candidates. So if we're going to go half and half, 5 from each, so you take 5 of the top male engineers, which is 5 out of 100, and 5 of the top female engineers, which is 5 out of 10. So on one hand, you're taking the top 5% of male engineers versus the top 50% of female engineers. Now, you tell me that the top 50% of any population is going to be equal than the top 5% of another in the same field. It's impossible. So what he said about you're going to compromise on your quality is absolutely correct. I mean, the maths just proves it. You can't have equal representation in everything without compromising on quality and qualifications. I mean, especially something like this. Imagine a doctor or even case engineers, as we're talking about. You know, are you going to feel confident driving over that bridge when you know that it's been designed by a team of engineers that's been hired on the basis of diversity and equity, inclusiveness reasons? Or parking that multi-level car park that means designed from a group of engineers from hired for the same reasons, hired for diversity reasons. I know I'm going to feel pretty nervous parking there, and I wouldn't park there if I did not have to. And I'll be so nervous, I'll be getting out of there real quick if I had to. That's just me. Now, yeah, the other thing that was mentioned is agreeableness. Okay, so women are more agreeable, and in general, agreeable people don't push for higher salaries. So if you're a more agreeable person versus more of someone more confrontational, I'll have it out with you. If someone offers you a certain salary, let's say 100,000, the more assertive person is likely to say, nah, you know what, pay me more. I think I'm worth more, person, versus the more agreeable person is offered the same amount saying, all right, because they tend to not want to cause problems, want to make people feel more at ease, not confrontational, and by and large, that is generally women. I know a lot of MGTOW men would have something to say about that based on their personal experience, but we're talking generally as a general population. So those are my thoughts. I think Jordan Peterson is so correct on this, and I would like to keep an eye on this Icelandic energy company that's hiring based on quotas. Yeah, see how they're going in a few years' time, how that turns out. I mean, I don't know about you, but I find that just feel very uncomfortable to know if I knew that I was hired on the basis of my gender. You're hired just because you're a woman. You're hired just because you've got a vagina to make the company look good, rather than I'm hired because I'm the most qualified person and I want to be, I'm in demand for my skills and my knowledge. That is something I would be personally be proud of, rather than, I'm being hired because I need to meet a quota. That sort of thing. It's also a matter of personal pride, honestly. So those are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know by leaving your comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it will help me out a lot. And for more info on relationships and society, check out this video. Well, that's it for this segment, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And until I see you next, remember to stay safe, strong and awesome.